Hey guys, so for our thermo project, we built a mini steam turbine using stuff you can get at home, like 2 empty soda cans, a candle, a wooden stick, and some 3D printed sand. So basically what we are showing is how you can turn heat energy into a motion, which is the whole idea behind how power plants generate the electricity. So this project is actually running on the same principle, a full-size power station, just a way smaller and a way less impressive to look at. So let's break down how it works.
So the build is pretty simple. We took an empty soda can, poured a bit of water into it, and hot glued the head of a pan, the hollow tube part, right onto the mouth of the can. That pan tube is basically our nozzle now. It's the only way anything can get in or out of the can. For this stand, we 3D printed a set of legs that hold the can, so the pan nozzle points across toward the turbine. On the other side, we've also got a 3D printed pinwheel for the turbine blades, and that's mounted a wooden stick that acts as a shaft. So the whole blade assembly can spin freely on it with barely any friction. We set the whole thing above a lit candle. The idea is, candle heats the water inside the can, water turns into steam, and since the only exit is the narrow pan tube, the steam gets forced out as a fast jet, which shoots across and hits the printed blades, spinning them around the wooden shaft. And that's all from my part. I will pass to Ahmed.
So let's talk about the actual physics driving our design and concept. So our design is a perfect example of the first law of thermodynamics, and how it works is essentially the candle acts as a heat source, heating up the water, and as the water is heated up, the molecules inside the water making up the water is gaining enough energy to undergo a phase change from liquid to steam. And as the steam is generated and as the heat is increasing and the amount of steam is increasing also, pressure increasingly pressure increase linearly with the heat getting added through the candle. And as the constraint of our design, it's a can with a very small opening, which is the nozzle. As the pressure gets built up, it's stacked very tightly, so the only way for the steam to go out is the nozzle, and this mechanism generates kinetic energy from the static pressure and the thermal energy. And as the air hits the blades, this generates enough. The moment it hits the blade, it generates torque, and it makes the blade moves as the air is hitting the blade, and this generates torques and make the blade spin around the shaft. So to recap the physics and the energy transformation chain behind our concept, chemical energy inside the burning candle wax is converted into thermal energy inside the water molecules, and as the phase change from liquid to steam, thermal energy is converted into pressure, and then through the exit jet, the nozzle jet, that pressure is transformed or converted into kinetic energy. And through the spinning of the wheel, that kinetic energy is converted into mechanical energy or rotational mechanical energy. And that's the whole chain inside our system.
This is basically exactly what happens in real power plants, just on a massive scale. In coal, gas, nuclear, and even a lot of geothermal plants, this setup is basically the same idea. You've got a heat source, whether that's burning fuel or a nuclear reaction. It's used to boil water, and the boiled water creates a high pressure steam. And that high pressure steam gets directed through nozzles onto turbine blades, exactly like our foil pinwheel, except theirs are massive metal blades in a sealed turbine housing. And that spinning turbine is connected to a generator shaft, and that mechanical spinning motion is what generates electricity. So Our little candle and soda can setup is really just a tiny simplified stand-in for a full-blown thermal power station. So same basic law applies too. You can't convert all that heat energy into work. Some of it is always lost, which ties back into the second law of thermodynamics and efficiency limits. And that's why real engineers have to deal with in designing actual turbines. So yeah, that's our project. Simple materials, but it actually shows a real thermodynamic cycle in action. And it's the same core concept that powers a huge chunk of electricity we use every day. So thanks for watching.